Okay. Hey, Cheryl, Amy, how are you? We tried this earlier. I accidentally went on live while I was trying to test it and figure out how it works. So some people have already experienced the magic that is this. Hey, Maud, how are you? We got some things figured out in the meantime. So, yay! Hi, Shauna. So I'm gonna start the actual rock thing at 5. But I wanted to make sure that I could log on and not have any glitches, so here we are. Come here, Moochie. Come here. Oh, my kitty. One of my kitties is very, very big pain. Yes. Say hi. So we're going to start at 5. How's everybody? Hey, Natira and Charles, how's that fish tank? Hi, Penny. How are you? I'm glad to see everybody. I'm really, if I'm looking down over to my left, it means that I'm looking at the screen because it's really small on my phone. Hey, hello. Hi, Anna. How are you? Hello, Maury. I'm so glad to see all of you. I'm very, very excited about this. Like I said, we're going to start the actual video. Oh, I forgot to call Jim. Hey, Jim. Jim's going to help me be my stagehand or something here, so he's going to help with the rocks. We'll start the video in a couple minutes, but say hi. Oh, Cheryl Amy, that sounds just wonderful. Thank you, Penny. That's sweet. I am just so thrilled that so many people have enjoyed it. It's been really kind of remarkable. Anyway, so I hope that this new thing is going. Oh, Penny says hi.
Hi, Penny.
Can you see the chat now? No, I didn't. I bet I didn't
Yes.
enable. You can. Okay. Okay.
It's
We couldn't
just,
see the chat last time, so we were.
It's just down far. There. I didn't have the window open far enough.
Oh, I'm glad that your fish are okay now. Fish tank cleaning is not fun, but that's one of the prices you pay for having wonderful pets. So, we didn't do anything exciting today. We did have lots of food. We had a Thanksgiving thing at work and ate lots. So we think that we're done for the Thanksgiving season. And I'm just kind of killing time here until 5 o'clock rolls around because that's the magic hour. Anybody have any news? Washington has some beautiful rocks. Oh, I think we're at 5. Here we go. Hooray! So, hi everybody. It's Kate from KatyDid, and as you can see, we are live at 5. Editing videos, editing 2 videos a week has gotten to be a little bit much for me, even though I love doing it and I have so much fun with all of you. And so I was trying to think of a way that we could still get together, still hang out, you could still see some awesome rocks, and I could lighten the load on myself just a little bit. Because this has been, hey Theo, welcome back. This has been just such a great thing for me, and I know that lots of other people enjoy it too. So we are going to try this. We're going to do a live feed. Hey Grace, welcome back. I am starting, and I'm talking about the live at 5 thing that we're starting here to see how it goes. I don't know how I'm going to be without the ability to edit what I say because sometimes I don't make any sense at all. But anyway, I have a really great surprise for you, and that is that I have some rocks that nobody has seen yet because I did this wonderful hunt and I found these great things and I was so excited and I was going to come home and I was going to make the video, and I got home and I could not find my GoPro anywhere. And we looked and we looked and we looked, and so anyway, I haven't looked at these rocks since then because I was so upset and so disheartened that my GoPro disappeared. And I still think it's somewhere in the. I still think, thank you, Natira and Charles. That is so sweet of you to join. Natira and Charles just became members, which any of you can do. It's very exciting stuff. Anyway, nobody has seen these rocks because I just stuck them in the bag where they were, and I haven't even looked at them because I was so upset. I've gotten a new GoPro since then. Everything's fine, but these rocks have been sitting in this bag for like 2 months. And so I thought today, as the beginning of our Live at 5, I would show you these rocks and then re-experience them myself for the first time. All right, so let's take a look and see what kind of rocks we have. Oh yeah, I've been missing my wallet since then as well, and it was at the bottom of the bag along with the rocks. So hi, Marianne. Anyway, so I think, Mr. Burton, we would like to have some rocks now.
So I just hand you rocks?
Hand me a rock. That's all. That's your job.
That's a pretty difficult job. I don't know if I can handle it.
Okay, we're going to start with some petrified wood. Ooh. This is such a cool one because look at the shape of it. It is just, like the wood broke and then it got covered in ash or whatever kind of material covered it before it got. Hi, Silverback. Nice to see you. Whatever kind of material covered it so that it would become petrified, and it just preserved that shape just perfectly. I love this. And I know these petrified woods are kind of, they're not that pretty, but they are so cool because they are previously a living thing, and I think that's neat. Okay, what have we got next here? You got to be waiting for me. You got to move this along.
Well, you didn't tell me.
I'm sorry, I haven't given him the proper instructions. Okay, and this one is so cool. This one is I would call it a sandwich agate. I don't know, this stuff on top doesn't really seem very agatey to me. But there's crystals, there's quartz crystals in the middle of it, and then some other kind of band. So if you cut this just in little chunks this way, it would be this really, really awesome looking banded thing. This is wet. It is it just came out of a bucket. Actually, my husband is handing it to me because he's such a nice fellow. And I have never really seen anything quite like this one because it's so very flat. It must be some kind of water line, but it does look like an ice cream sandwich. Hi, Tuesday. Yep, sandwich agates. That's what I call them. All right, so that must be a sea maggot if that's what Theo is calling it. I'll go with that. Oh yes, and this one is this super cool piece of jasper, and it has all these kind of swirls. See, look at that. It's probably chert. Okay, so jasper and chert are basically the same thing, and so chert I just call anything that's the earth tones, and so I just love this one. I mean, look at the colors of that. Imagine slicing this. I'm super big into imagine what this is going to look like sliced even more now because Mr. Burton, Mr. Did over here has been doing these. And can you keep track of the questions so that I can?
I'm trying to.
I will get back to it. Natira, I will answer that in just a second. Mr. Did is doing cabbing now and making these fabulous things, and so I can take these beautiful rocks that I love so much and make things, or have him help make things that are just gorgeous. We just finished this one, which is one of the green jaspers that I found, I think, in Billings, and I just love the colors and the kind of way it looks like a scene. Okay, so Natira asked how you can tell it's jasper. Jasper is really hard. It is a 6.5 or 7 on the Mohs scale, and so it's kind of almost glassy. And jasper is actually a name that jewelers gave it. It gave colored chert because chert doesn't sound very exciting, right? It doesn't sound very good. So people who made jewelry out of it took the colored ones and said, "No, this is jasper." And so that is how jasper got its name. Actually, maybe, and this is a good time. This is a good time. I'm just a second. I'm sorry. I was laughing at Theo, and then I was laughing at you, and this is why I should have an editor. Okay, so bottom line, if it's kind of glassy looking, but a little bit less hard than agate, and it has lots of awesome colors, it might be a jasper. There are other rocks that are also colorful, so it's not just that. Yeah, that's right, Silverback. It does sort of have a little bit of a waxy feel to it. Hello, Mitten State Lapidary. Nice to see you. And I'm not a super expert at how to tell the difference between jasper and some other jasper lookalike. I probably call things jasper that aren't. But this actually is a great time to make an announcement, and that is that, kind of as a joke, Agate Dad and I were talking about jasper and how it was so underappreciated. Stop that! You're making me laugh. What was I talking about? Oh, Agate Dad. Sorry. Okay. See, this is why I need an editor. So we were talking about jasper and how it was so underappreciated, and wasn't it just sad? And so we kind of like laughingly said, "Oh, we should make a club, the Jasper Appreciation Club." And then I had a bunch of people say, "Oh, I want to join that club. If you have it, let us know." And so I thought, well, I love Jasper, and lots of other people love Jasper, and I'm just gonna make a group in Facebook called Jasperlicious, and so you can join Jasperlicious and show me your beautiful Jasper pictures and be a part of the club. I don't know if Taylor is going to have time to have anything to do with it or not, but I will certainly be there, and I invite all of you to join if you want to. Okay, now that we're done with that advertising, look at this. Let's see if we make sure it's there. Oh, look at that. Oh my gosh. That is so... Do you see those plumes in there? Those are called inclusions, and they are actually manganese that has made its way into the still liquid silica. And it makes these beautiful... That's what makes Montana agates just so amazing, is because of these different minerals that make it colorful. Otherwise, it would just be clear silica, which is also pretty. The chalcedony is a really pretty stone all by itself, but Montana agates is special because of that. Oh, we're gonna get a special one here. Ooh, what the what? I don't even remember this one. This just has lots of weird dots and things, and it's super, super hard. So it's obviously silicated, but it's not an agate because it has all these other weird things in it. So this one I must have picked up thinking, I'm just going to cut this and figure out what the heck it is. So it's pretty. All right, what do we got? That's just a boring piece of petrified wood. It's still cool. I love the petrified wood. I get so distracted by the chat. It's like, what did he say? Oh yeah, I've got to be talking now. Okay, are we doing this one? All right. I can't wait, Tuesday Farmer, for you to do that as well. I think that sounds really cool. EJ Walker, what percent of agate do you find with the moss dendrites? It's actually pretty high. I would say more than 50% have some kind of dendritic agate. Sorry, I gotta wash this off. It's not quite clean. And if they don't have that, they sometimes have really fine lines, and if you cut those lines thin enough, it might be... I know. If you cut these lines thin enough, it might actually be what they call an iris agate, which I happen to know somebody in this group has found recently. Anyway, this is another piece of chalcedony. The way you can tell if it has inclusions is you hold it up to the light. This one is fairly clear, but it has this really cool kind of bubbly. I learned that these are no longer called mammillaries, which they used to be called mammillaries because they looked like boobies, but apparently that's not okay anymore. So they're all botryoidal crystals at this point, and I thought that was kind of, hi Paul, I thought that was really kind of cool. But anyway, I love these that have the bots in them because I think they're fun to hold. Okay, what have we got? Oh, this is not a boring piece of petrified wood. It's a little bit hard to see because it's so, oh no, it's not. Look at that. Look at this agatized wood. Can you see this, the curve here? This is the growth rings right here. This is like a chunk of wood that just came right off the log, and it is completely agatized, and it even has some agate kind of inlay here where it's filled with agate material. This is, I think, one of the pieces that I was super, super excited about. And you know, when I lost my video, I was more upset about losing that video than I was about losing the GoPro because I was so pumped about this hunt. So I'm glad I can share them with you at least. This one is it looks like, I don't even know. I mean, it's a piece of petrified wood, I think, but it's got some odd coloring in it. Ooh, pink petrified wood, sweet. This one has some really unusual coloring in the petrified wood. It's much lighter than a lot of them are. See, most of them are kind of this dark brown color, at least on the Yellowstone River. So this one's different. Interesting. Uh-oh, he's falling down on the job. What have we got here?
I was typing.
I know. Who told you could talk? Oh, more petrified wood. I had so much in my backpack. Hey, Jared, nice to see you. I had so much in my backpack when I was doing this that I literally left behind huge chunks of agatized wood because I just couldn't carry them. And you have no idea how painful that was. Anyway, hello, Quartz Cowboy. I didn't say hello to you before. This is just another piece of agatized wood, but the nice thing about agatized wood is that it is very, very hard and it polishes beautifully. If you're looking for super bright colors, it's not your thing, but it is just a beautiful kind of subtle earth tone sort of rock. Ooh, look at this. See the blue on that? It's so cool. This isn't just an agate, but it has this amazing blue color on the front of it. Hi, Travis. I'm sorry if I missed any of you. I'm having a You're right. You did give me a replacement GoPro. I'm having a little split focus here because I'm looking at the rocks and then I'm like looking at you guys and oh, check this out. This is a jasper with a kind of a quartzite exterior. Isn't that fun? It looks sort of like, you know, like a really weird watermelon or something. Yeah, the wagon isn't such a good idea because then the rocks are so big that it doesn't really roll. This is a cool thing too, and I think it's hard, so it'll be really nice polished. All right, we're moving along here. This one I don't even know why I picked up. Not sure. Anybody have a guess? I think I need to hook kava to a wagon maybe, and that'll take care of that. Big old sand wheels, that's what we need. Yeah, you get it. Anyway, I guess this is a piece of petrified wood. I can't really see it very well in this light, so I don't know why I picked that one up. No idea. Let's move on to this one. Another piece of petrified wood. Woo! This one's cool because it has pack mules, I think, is definitely the way to go. This one is just like, you know how wood splits when you use an axe and you split it? This is like the wood split off of the tree in this way, and then it filled it. It's a rock. Yes, all right. So I picked it up. Oh my gosh. You guys, this is so cool. I found some really nice agates in this hunt as well as a beautiful petrified wood. And look at that. Ah, isn't that pretty? It's kind of hard. You know, this is when I look at the outside, when I'm at the river and I look it up and look out the outside, and it's just this kind of dark, snaky looking thing, and it's kind of hard to tell if it's that, it's hard to tell if it's beautiful. So it's cool when it's broken like this, where you can see inside without any kind of having to imagine. And we are also working on my NAB Cabin Slab series, where we show where we find the rock, then we show the slabs, and then we show the final product. You guys are having too much fun here, and I keep trying to get distracted. Anyway, so I think a bigger drone with a 50-pound carrying capacity would be a very, very good idea. This is not petrified wood. I thought it was at the first because it has this shape, this round shape, but it is in fact a piece of banded shirt that has been metamorphosed into a circular pattern. I just think it's so, so pretty. Banded shirt actually polishes really nicely too, so that's cool. Oh, it's another one of my cool agates. This one is sort of it's not quite a seam agate, but it clearly has something in the middle there. Marianne, was it the banded shirt that you were yelling about, or this one here? Anyway, this one has like a different type of mineral in the center, where there's kind of a little pocket where it forms what's called a vug. Vugs are crystal holes. And it's a really interesting, it's a really interesting and pretty, I've got to stop reading, I've just got to talk. It's a really interesting and pretty rock, and I was so excited to find it. He's gonna dole them out one at a time. Let's have two little ones. Okay, there you go. This is this is a beautiful little piece of jasper. Oh, Mary, thank you. That's so sweet. This is a beautiful piece of jasper that is just yellows and oranges, and I found that these either tumbled or slabbed make just beautiful, beautiful things. This is another little. He's talking about the dog, not me, I'd like to say. BFK, I don't know which rock was it that you were asking about as opal. Hey, I low power mode. What the heck? I have it plugged in. Do you have the other battery?
For the phone?
Yeah, well, yeah.
Yeah.
Here I had it all planned. Yeah, and we'll be doing some Q&A type things. That's my mask wall. Hi, Sherry. And I collect masks from various places that I've been, and so that's... Anyway, I can't remember if I showed you this one or not, but this is another beautiful, small but mighty type of rock. Oh no, there was my light!
Sorry.
Just tearing up the pea patch here. And oh my.
This isn't a battery, this is a hard drive.
Oh, I plugged it into my hard drive instead of my battery. That's why my phone is dying. What do you know? I'll give you a tour of the background at some point. This is definitely not the last one of these we're going to do.
Is it charging?
Yeah, I don't know. I can't tell. So this is here's another rock and some cool mammillaries. Yes, yes, yes. Oh, nope, we don't call them that. Huge botryoidals. That's what they are. Just a real pretty agate. Uh-oh, we lost Jim.
Well, I can't.
Oh, this is... I remember now why I was so excited about this hunt. Is because I found these blue agates. And I don't know if you can see how blue this is in this light, because it's kind of like dim, and I have a dish towel over my lamp so it doesn't glare so much. But this agate has a lovely blue. So pretty. We are still live, Rebecca. I can still see you. Uh-oh, things are falling apart. And then I found this other blue one too that's just a smaller one. Boy, turtles. Okay, so these are little agates that I found on the same hunt. Little, I mean, I know they're not little compared to, some of the other stuff that we find, like the Lake Superior agate hunters always get mad when I say these are little. But for the Yellowstone, something like this is not, if you find an agate, they are often quite large, large-ish. And so, anyway, some more cool stuff we have. How are we doing in there?
There's just a few little ones left. Almost done.
Okay.
Here, there's a nice.
Yes,
big
Joseph, so chunky. Oh, who liked the banded shirt? Was that Marianne?
Ooh, there's a couple really nice ones
Oh,
here.
okay. Here's some banded shirt. All right, very very cool.
This is
So
just
pretty.
boring petrified.
Boring petrified wood. It's not. It's wonderful petrified wood. And Jasper. All right. Remember Jasperlicious on Facebook. Also, if you are not aware of it, I do have channel memberships available, and it's just a way to support the channel and kind of help me buy a tank of gas. Everything's far in Montana, so gas is really expensive. And I also have an Etsy store, KatyDid Rocks, and we're putting lots of this stuff on here. I have trouble keeping up with the listings, so if it's not there, come back later.
What's your favorite fossil?
What is my favorite fossil?
Mm-hmm.
I love this. Is just another pretty one. My favorite fossil is probably a baculite, and Theo has some wonderful. If you haven't seen Theo Kellison's channel, he has some wonderful fossil preservation things. And Theo and I were going to go baculite hunting. Oh, Marianne, you're so cute. And we just haven't gotten around to it yet. But their baculites are like these long tubes that used to be like sort of squid creatures at the end of them. And, oh, look at this. Sorry, I got distracted by the rock. Look at this. It's red and green and white jasper. So gorgeous. I don't know, maybe quartz. Actually, see, this is one of them that I call jasper that probably is something else. But it's so pretty. Oh, ha! Yeah, Jim wants to show you, let me move out of the way. Jim wants to show you a fossil that we found when my son was in 8th grade. My oldest son, Wonderlust, who you should go check out his channel actually, because it's super awesome. We found this out near Ingomar, which is in the hills of Montana, out in the middle of, you got it? It's very heavy, out in the middle of nowhere. Isn't it? And it was actually, we wrapped it in plaster, jacketed it in a lot of plaster because we didn't want to lose it. And then poor Jim had to haul it up a hill that was at least 45 degrees. He was almost killed himself. Yeah, it's a pretty sweet fossil, all right. So that one is my favorite because it has memories of digging it out with the kids and everything else. We had a really nice time with that. Yeah, imagine you could have like feed a family on that one. That is huge. Yeah. So I think, just one more little rock here. I think that's all for the rocks that we are going to look at today. I am so happy that you're all here and that we were able to share this time together. Like I said, I can't keep up with the 2 Ice Weekly videos. It's just too much for me. But I think this might be a good way to at least bring us all together and hang out. And so if you love Jasper, check out Jasperlicious on Facebook. If you are looking for, thank you, Silverback. Thank you, Travis. That's really sweet. If you want to buy some stuff and support the channel, check out KatyDid Rocks on Etsy. Watermelon something. Yeah, there's a lot of things that Rebecca, I don't know exactly what the identification is. Yeah, Unikite is something that people bring up pretty a lot too. So I need to expand my knowledge base. I can tell Jasper in petrified wood and agates, but that's about, kind of. Okay, so I'd like to open it up for just a moment and have you answer. Let's have 5 questions. The first 5 questions get answered, as long as you're. Hi, Michael. Good to see you. We are doing great, and actually, this is my break. I am so thrilled with how this has gone. I love hanging out. How many rocks do I have? Jared gets the first question. How many rocks do I have? One of these days, when it's not so horrifying to look at, I'll take you into my basement and actually, that's another interesting thing. Rebecca, I have finally gotten your box packed and ready to go. I'll mail it out on Friday. But I have so many rocks. I am going to start shipping them out to people. I am going to Gravel Bar is going to get a little treat also, but I'm going to be listing boxes of rocks on my Etsy store, and just fill a medium-sized priority box with rocks and ship it to you, and it'll have a variety of different things. But I just have so many rocks that at this point they're starting to take over the house, and so I'm going to start doing that. Marianne likes chert. Okay, Marianne. Sweet. Thanks, BFK. Pat, hi. I'm so glad you did. Like I said, did we have any other questions?
How long have you been rock hounding?
How long have I been rock hounding? Well, I started when I was a kid. My dad was a rock hound, and he used to drag us along on rock hounding trips, and so we went and looked for Petoskey stones, and we went and looked for agates and fossils. We actually, I loved looking for fossils. So I've really done it since I was maybe 7 or 8. Okay, Joseph, I'm sorry. There's a cost involved. What was the other one? There was another question. How long have you been rock hounding? Yeah, it is, Mark. You're right. What's the most memorable rock find? Tuesday, the most memorable one that I remember is when I found my first big agate, and by big I mean like 7.5 pounds. It was big, and there are lots of big rocks on the Yellowstone River, boulders. And so some of them, you'd think some of them have to be agates. And so I would spend hours and hours turning over these darn things because I didn't know about the spray bottle at the time with my foot. And I remember I finally found this thing, and it was about the size of a really big, like maybe a cantaloupe. It was about the size of a cantaloupe. And it was completely covered in silt. And I remember looking at it and thinking, could this possibly be an agate? And I ran down to the river and I washed it off. And as I got the muck off of it, I realized that it had a hole all the way through. It was a limb cast. And it, the amber stuff started coming up, and I remember hugging it to my chest and just like kind of screaming, and it's so exciting. And then I showed it to Jim, and I just was like, I was so over the moon that I just like couldn't stop grinning all day long. So that's probably my most. Travis, I have not heard of the mud fossil theory, but I would be interested to hear what it is. Natira and Charles, thank you for coming along. All right. So maybe we'll wrap this up. Oh, mode. Oh, okay, I'll look it up. Travis, I'll look up the mud fossil. Bigger basement. Yeah, my basement, that's why I can't just show you my rocks right now. Do you think you'd take that, Michael? How do you decide how to cut a rock? Shanai, that is a really good question, and people who are much smarter than me can give you a much more technical and useful answer in terms of like figuring out the best angle and so forth. But my technique, if you want to call it that, is how it fits best in the saw. there's two little things on the saw that go like this, and you have to clamp it really hard and make sure that it stays tight, because if it's not, then it binds up the blade and it messes it up. And so I do look at something like, okay, what's this going to look like when it's cut this way? But largely it has to do with how it fits best in the saw, and that's not really a good way to figure it out. There's ways, people who really know how to do agate cutting in a professional way can look at it, and they'll handle the agate and they'll look at the thing and figure out exactly what it is, and so that's something that is a totally different, like way different ball game than I am capable of doing. Mike and Maury, you're a teacher too, huh? This one? Is that your shirt, Marianne? Anyway, so thank you all so very much. Decoration, not a problem. This has been so awesome. I am so happy to have been able to hang out with you guys, and thank you, and we'll do it again next Wednesday. I will have I'll probably pick out some of my favorite agates, and we'll look at those. We'll talk, have some questions. There's oh, bless you, M. Maury. Middle school is a special, takes a special kind of person. I always kind of liked, teenagers and 2-year-olds kind of have the same issues, and I really enjoy them because they're trying to explore who they are in the world. Anyway, thank you so much. I'm really glad you were here, and have a happy Thanksgiving. Peace and love. Stay well, and keep on doing. Bye.
A live stream of jewelry, man.